After Leon and Salim left the village, they found peace in the mountains and forests, far from cruel words and judging eyes. They married in a small wooden cabin beside a gentle spring. There, Salim painted every morning, and Leon learned to see the world not through fear, but with a heart made strong by her past. In time, Leon became pregnant. Every night, she would stand beneath the moon, her hands on her belly, and whisper, "I hope your heart is beautiful, my little one. I don't want you to suffer as I once did." On a peaceful night, their child was born. They named her Camera because her eyes shimmered as if the moon itself had settled within them, and her hair flowed like threads of the soft night sky. Camera grew, and with her, her beauty grew too. But something else began to grow alongside it. She was more beautiful than the legends told by the elders. She was more beautiful than Leon had ever been, even after the river's magic. She never knew the pain her mother had faced. She never tasted rejection or cruelty. She knew only admiration, endless compliments that fell on her like soft spring rain. And with every word of praise, she drifted one step farther from her true self. Camera walked as if the very earth had been laid out just for her. She held her chin high, a bright smile of vanity on her lips. She spent more time staring at her reflection in the spring than looking at her own parents. She no longer listened to Salim's stories or Leon's gentle warnings. One day, she stood before her mother and said with a mocking tone, "Mother, didn't you say beauty is a blessing? Why do you want to hide mine? I'm not like you." Leon felt the words strike a wound that had never fully healed. She wasn't angry, she just felt that old pain return, but this time, it came from her own daughter. That night, Leon sat by the fire with Salim. With a trembling voice, she said, "Salim, I'm afraid for her. I am afraid her pride will lead her into a darkness that no river can wash away." Salim watched the flames dance, then said quietly, "The river that changes faces doesn't always mend hearts, but love might." Days passed, and Camera sank deeper into a world built on her own reflection. Then, on a night when the moon was full, just like the night she was born, something unexpected happened. The spring beside their cabin vanished. The water dried up suddenly. Just as the magical river had disappeared from Leon's life long ago, the earth cracked, as if the world itself wanted to teach Camera a lesson she would never forget. She stood before her mirror and watched her beauty dim in the dull light. But this time, it wasn't her face that changed. It was the way she saw herself. Fear, a feeling she had never known, wrapped itself around her heart. She opened the door, trembling, and found her mother standing outside. Leon looked just as she had the day she stepped out of the River of Mirage, not beautiful because of magic, but beautiful because of a steady and shaken soul. Leon walked forward and held her daughter tightly. "Camera," she said, "beauty without mercy always turns into a curse." For the first time in her life, Camera broke into tears. And in that moment, Leon knew her daughter had finally begun to see the world differently, not through the reflection of her face, but through the reflection of her heart. And from here, a new path begins, a path that may lead Camera to find the true meaning of beauty, the kind no river can give, and no drought can ever take away. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for the next part of our story.